to the Key and Jay Book Podcast. I'm your host, Jay, along with my co-host, Key. And today, these are chapters 1 through 5 with a rendition of the author's note, because we have to get into the author's note. This is Bones at the Crossroads that released on yesterday, July 29th by Ladarrion Williams. We can't keep the people waiting, man. Let's get into the author's note. What did you think about Ladarrion Williams opening up the book with his heartfelt speech of Black boys and having some courtesy and having some taking your time with young Black men in these novels and in the world in general?
My favorite part of the author's note was when he was talking about shooting the short film, Blood at the Root, during the pandemic, and just how this book blossomed from that, because he thought, okay, I'm going to shoot this short film. We're going to get some recognition. Okay, that didn't work. I'm going to have to put it in a book. I love that. Loved hearing about the origins of how he started the Blood at the Root series. And I just really love the author's note. It made me wish that I got the audio version. You listen to it. Is it in Ladarrion's voice?
Yep. He is him reading it. And he kind of addressed a lot of the issues that people had with his first book about Black boy trauma. He's saying give grace to young Black men who are trying to find themselves, who are going through changes in life, whether they're going through a sexuality, whether they're going through puberty, whether they're going through just the trials and tribulations of being a young Black African-American male in the United States. So some of the things that he was tackling was kind of like, don't clock my T and don't clock our T as a young African-American male. Don't clock our T. Give us the same grace that you give these other white characters in these books and in real life. So he's like, stop being so over judgmental about what we go through because you're not in our shoes. And I like the way he did it. He did it in a simplistic way, but his words spoke volumes to what he was saying and what he was trying to portray to the world when you get into his book. So I feel like he addressed the haters, but he still gave them some class and dignity that our culture can give you. We're not just a rah, take my Black book and keep pushing. No, I'm going to address you with elegance, with style, with grace, because this is what I'm giving to the world. Everything that I'm speaking about is in my book. So check it out. So I thought the author's note was a great way to open up the book.
And I agree with you. I love how he addressed some of the criticisms that he got from Blood at the Root. I think that just shows how good of an author that he is, that he is listening to his readers and saying, okay, what did y'all like? What did y'all not like? Let me address it and let you know where I'm coming from. And I love that he ended the note by saying, as always, stay Blackical, be a...
Right.
To like my normal vocabulary. So I really admired the author's note, and my only wish is that I should have got the audio because I wanted to hear him say it. It's different reading.
It's coming to life. Don't worry. You're going to get that audio book. If I got to send you the credit, it's all good. I'll send you the credit so you can get the audio book. Yeah. Or check Libby. Throw it on hold at Libby on the Libby app, or
because there's already polls for it. Like, this is a hot commodity book. Like, everybody wants it. I've been seeing everybody talk about it on book. Like, I'm ready.
So let's get into chapter 1. Chapter 1 held a lot. If you listen to the audiobook, it's 44 minutes, I believe, if you're listening to the audiobooks. We get off with Malik. He's opening up, kind of going through the motions of just losing his mama, Aya. She hasn't died in his eyes. She's just transcended. Sorry, I said transgress. She's transcended over because he doesn't like the rule to put on her as death. So he says she's transitioned over. What was your opening take on chapter 1? And if you can, give us a brief summary of chapter 1.
So chapter 1, just like my wonderful co-host said, was just kind of setting the bar. It was reintroducing us to some of the characters. One of the comments that I made when I was reading this chapter is that it felt very much like the beginning of Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. If y'all read Onyx Storm, one of the things that people were saying was there were so many characters that they couldn't remember had ever been mentioned because they were sideline characters. They weren't one of the main characters. And Onyx Storm was just throwing a lot of information at you in the beginning. That's kind of how I felt in the beginning of this chapter. Not that it was a bad thing, but there were so many new characters. Malik is officially starting the fall semester. If you recall, Blood at the Root took place during the summer. He started the fall semester at Cayman University. So he's met a couple of new friends. Like Jay said, he's also struggling to handle his grief. I mean, he's dealing with 3 things. Alexis betrayed him. So loved. Mama Aya is gone. And then finding his mother and realizing that she's working with the Boncours and that she is essentially evil, like she's bad, So I really enjoyed getting to know Malik through his grief and having him show that. And I love that the author included this because Malik's not just going to get over it. He's not going to get over it. He's not going to move on. And I think he did such a good job of displaying his grief. You know what I mean? Like there's so much stuff happening to him, but there's also good things happening to him as well. He is introduced to a bunch of clubs at Cayman University. And can I tell you, Jay?
Talk to me.
Let me. I never wanted to go to a college more than Cayman University when I read the first chapter. Do you remember the part where he said that he got to try out these nano earbuds? Okay, y'all. So there's these earbuds in the book. You put them on and they're magic. So they can read and sense your mood and they will generate a playlist.
Fire. I was just thinking I'll be listening to that Giveon album as soon as the nano buds hit my ear. And that was made by the technology group at Cayman University.
They got graphic tees, Jay. They got graphic tees.
With Martin, with Fresh Prince. And like he said, every time I see him, he gonna make me buy a shirt. I buy a shirt every time I see him. You know what I'm saying?
Mango body butters. Like this college had everything. It was just like Black excellence. They had all these small businesses and the students were really involved on campus. Like they're the ones who created the nano buds, the body butters. Like, I mean, we have this thing here in Indianapolis, Naptown, where I'm from. Shout out to the Naptown people. It's called a Black Expo. It's one of my favorite events, and they have it once a summer. And it's just Black excellence, and people are selling their things, their purses, their body butters, and things like that. That is exactly what this reminded me of. So I love the first chapter because we got to, like I said, introduce all these clubs. I'm going to read. It's a long list.
Go ahead.
But there's the Daughters of the Oshun, Deacons of the Crescents. They had a student government. Love that. They had the Holistic Mystics. That's my favorite club. That's the one. They are concerned with healing, but they're called the Holistic Mystics. Like it just
got a good name to it. Got a good ring to it.
And then they have the Coalition of Black Anime. That like this campus literally is the coolest campus ever. They have everything. They have Hoodoo Heritage Month, where they honor their ancestors, who they get their power from. Love it. There's a club called the Jakutas, which I'm not gonna lie, when they first said Jakutas, it reminded me of the Yakuzas, which is a Japanese. Yeah, you know, gang. They have the Oyas. I mean, they have literally everything. And like I said, they sell customized graphic tees, natural body butters, things like that. So yes, I love it just made me excited to dive into this book because it's just so many exciting things on Cayman University's campus, including the app.
I was just about to say that. So with the app, it's like the bad thing about that. The good thing about the app. Let's go with the bad thing about the app. Yeah. Everybody's asking, where's Danye at? Where's Alexis at?
Yes,
and like Malik said, he scrolled past that whole Danye episode where people is like, yo, where's Danye at? Is he off campus? And he's like, I don't really care because you know what he did to Mama Ayas. Malik ain't got no act right for him anyway. It kind of hurts when they're asking for Alexis. They've updated the app, so you could do more things as a For You page on the app. So I thought that was a way of them Ladarrion Williams opening it up and not just it being just an app that you can only use. Like they updated it to kind of keep the spirits up for the kids. You know what I mean? So I like how he's attacking every detail in this first chapter to me.
I think so too. And something else I really liked about this first chapter is Malik, there's this scene where there's these two girls and they're struggling to raise a sign or something like that. And Malik just snaps his finger and the sign goes up. And if you
thanks, Malik.
Recall in the last book, Malik was struggling to control his powers. It seems like he has a really good hold on it, except he has noticed ever since he got the scroll of Idan, his power, it flares purple and orange, which is a very, very weird thing. And like, what does that mean? And I have a feeling that that's going to come into play later on in the book because it definitely is something that his power is not like that bright blue. It's like,
you don't have that ashe, that blue ashe.
It's purple and it's orange. Like, why is that happening? Something else that was discussed in the book, which we know from our interview with Ladarrion Williams, definitely go check it out. It's on the YouTube channel.
Yes, check it out.
A lot of fraternities and sororities were mentioned, and Ladarrion unfortunately said that Malik will not be pledging, but D-Lo, who is Malik's roommate and really his best friend in the book, that's who I consider
pretty much,
is pledging the Jakutas. So I thought that was interesting. And they also are talking about their majors, like who's majoring in what. Malik,
that's a big thing in the book. Yep.
Yeah, but what I love about D-Lo, he's such an interesting character. He's double majoring. He's doing dance, and I think African-American folklore, literature, something like that, or diaspora studies, something like that. But he's double majoring. Elijah is doing dance. It just reminded me of college again and the excitement and going back and joining the clubs and making new friends. And they talked about homecoming, which me and Jay both said,
Yeah.
something big is going to happen at homecoming. That's like the big thing on college. Like
right now.
so,
Yep.
and they're talking about in the first chapter, this is going to be unlike anything else. We're going to change it up. We got a new generation of students coming. I'm like, I bet something's going to happen at homecoming.
And we confirm D-Lo and Savant's relationship.
They are together.
They are officially together. I do feel like it's going to be some trouble in romance. It's going to be some trouble in paradise with them, since they are like, because it's always like the still couple, the couple that doesn't really have no problems, that winds up having problems later. We get to Malik has a new love interest.
Yeah,
Malik. Oh, he talks about Dominique, seeing her, kind of looking at her and then turning his head real quick. He kind of just softly, I like how he introduced that. So we know it's going to be a love triangle, because we know your girl Alexis got to be somewhere in the book when we get there yet. So him introducing the,
he still loves her. Like,
he still loves her.
He doesn't like the feeling of still loving her. He doesn't understand, how can I still love someone who betrayed me? But he does. And this makes him sad. So I'm like,
And I also like how Ladarrion Williams, he tackles the scenery and the imagery. He gets all of that out the way. Not out the way, but he's setting the scene. I like how he opened up the book. Yeah, there's a lot to take in with certain names. You're gonna have Tatuba Atwell come into this scene. You're gonna have Madame Bonclair. You're gonna have Chancellor Tarrant come in. We know that he's beefing with what's the professor's name?
Which one?
The one that Chancellor Tarrant is beefing with about the missing kids, and they from the Kusan tribe.
From the Kwasi tribe?
Kwasi. I just say he was the professor. I didn't even get his name all the way down, but I know that Chancellor Tarrant and this professor is beefing about missing kids, which has him split away from the school which he left, and he took some of his tribe with him, which is, I was like, okay, we're gonna figure out, why they was arguing and what's really going on with them.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand why he left, because in this chapter, we also see that Madame Bonclair, which is Chancellor Tarrant's mom, and Chancellor Tarrant have forbid Malik and his crew from talking about what happened in the summer. And we also know, parents are still worried about sending their kids to Cayman University, considering all the kids that came up murdered or missing during the summer. And so they have forbidden the kids from talking about it. Like, y'all are not permitted to talk about the Boncours, the professor who left.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can't discuss any of this. We want a positive environment on the campus. And I'm sure that has to be affecting Malik, seeing as though, like, he knows what's happening. He can't really talk about it. They don't want him investigating because the Kwasi tribe is looking into it. But, Malik is a very
looking into it.
He's a proactive character. He's trying to catch his mom. He's dealing with a lot. I doubt he want to just sit on the sidelines. You know what I mean? So I didn't think that was fair. One thing that I missed in chapter 1 was I missed Tay in chapter 1. I feel like we got to see all the crew, Elijah.
The whole crew, everybody. And, all names.
The new characters. And I found it odd that we didn't get Tay. I was really wondering, how is Tay doing?
Don't worry about it. We gonna get some of Tay later. And what's been going on with him, right?
Like, where the hell is Tay? And then secondly, I feel like Danye and Alexis will be making a reappearance. That's my
some way, somehow.
Because even when he brought up Danye in this chapter, he said a spell.
Symptoms, yeah, basically.
Danye is gone. That doesn't mean that he's dead.
Because he didn't say dead.
He didn't say.
He would have said, "I killed Malik." Malik's passion, but I killed his ass. He thought he'd get away with killing my grandmother. I killed him.
I think that he has the capabilities of killing in self-defense. I really, truly do. But I don't know if he would have killed Danye. He was really just trying to, like, you're not going to touch my grandma. And of course, you see what he did. But I don't know. He said he's gone, but not that he's dead. Same thing with Alexis. She's not on campus anymore.
Right. Where is Alexis?
But no details were given. Did she get her memory wiped? Is she staying somewhere else? If she did get her memory wiped, who's watching out for her? If she has no memory of Cayman or magic or So those are my questions as we ended the chapter. Where is my brother Tay? And what is going on with Danye and Alexis? And I have a feeling they're coming back. They're gonna come back.
Right. And what is Tatuba Atwell? Like, what's her issue with, or what's her synchronization? Because like Malik said, they kind of intertwine. And we didn't get a chance to see them kind of talk, but you could just imagine if Malik is sitting down and they're like going through the school kind of floating, and Chancellor Tarrant and Tatuba Atwell, because he mentioned them in passing, like they was going in passing, not like they was coming into having a conversation with him. So he mentioned them in passing, and like, yo, he kind of has this, she has this mystique about her, like she was on Mama Aya's level because she's mad old. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see what they have in common as well. And I feel like I'm gonna call it out now. My first guess is Tatuba and Mama Aya have some type of past, and we're
They
gonna
have
see
to,
we're
'cause
gonna see what happens with that.
too, just like Mama Aya. There's no, and she's an esteemed professor. There's no way that her and Mama Aya did not rub paths. So I'm anticipating gladly when her and Malik interact some more, because I feel like we're gonna get some more Mama Aya history, because she's still kind of a mystery at this point.
Right, right,
We don't
right.
really know what she's done, what she's been involved in. So
Because we're gonna find out soon. So as we enter chapter 2, Malik goes home because he's stressed at school. So he's gone home to make sure. And I like this scene that he paints. I like how he tackles this early. I wasn't really as close to my grandmother as I wanted to, but I'm gonna make sure I keep her house intact.
exactly.
Malik is taking care of the house. He's sweeping, he's cleaning. He's just trying to keep Mama Aya's memory alive to him. And I guess cleaning and being at the house keeps him closer to her. It's like she's the only real connection in the family that he's had that he felt like loved him. And I like the way that, I like the way Ladarrion wrote it, like on Bridget and Yosemite Sam and Tay is out, like in Malik. We get just Malik in the house, kind of going through Mama Aya's, not through her things, but just making sure Mama Aya would have wanted this straightened up. So he just picture him going through straightening up, making sure, because
Sleeping with
I
us.
need to keep my grandmother's, her stuff intact, because this is she's not dead. She's transcended.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. I remember him sweeping with the sage broom and had me look
Mm-hmm.
at Amazon. Can I buy a sage broom? I'm learning from this book. I also, like Jay said, we finally get interaction with Tay. Tay is in this book, and I was just a little bit disappointed, and let me tell you why. And something that me and Jay talked about when we were rehashing Blood at the Root was we wanted to see Tay a little bit more involved in the magical
Mm-hmm.
community. And here in this chapter, we see that Tay is actually a little bit upset. He got himself a little girlfriend named Sierra, and she does have magic. So she goes to a different school than Tay goes to. And he's upset because he's like, I can't see her every time I want to see her, and I don't have any magic. So I don't know if this is Ladarrion putting that to bed. Like, Tay.
Like, yeah, he's not gonna have no magic. But
Yeah.
before that, though, even before that, let's see what happened before that. Because, I don't think Tay, even in the last book when Tay was there, I think you have to be born into it. I don't think you can curate, like learn magic. And I don't think when he explained it in the last book when he was talking, and Tay was like, I wonder if I could do the sparks with my hand. Malik was like, I don't know. I don't know how this magic stuff works. So I think in this book, when you just said that, I think that you have to be born into magic, because I don't think nobody just knows. You can give it up, but I don't think you can, because remember the cop in the last one, he knew what was going on, but he gave up his abilities and everything like that to live the human life, but he was still connected because he knew what was going on. So I think you have to be born in it in order to conjure magic. But we shall see. Hopefully Ladarrion can make it up. Right.
He is adopted. We don't know who his parents are. We don't know really what his legacy was. So
True.
in my head, I was thinking, Tay is an important character. We don't really know who his parents are. I thought maybe we would find out who his parents were, and it would be magic, and then he would just discover in a bout of anger, I have magic. You know what I mean?
That would be dope. That
Right?
would be dope.
It's kind of how Malik's magic manifested. He got really, really, and I kept seeing in my head, I was like, that's what's going to happen. We're going to find out Tay's parents were actually magic. He's going to get angry, or
Right.
something's going to flash, and he's going to realize that he had it. So I don't know if this is.
That'd be dope. We might lose our minds.
I don't know.
Call me at 12 in the morning, like, oh, Jada, what's going on?
So when he was like, oh, I'm sad because Sierra has magic and I don't, I was just kind of like, damn. So he really is like separate from the magic community, even though he's being raised by Baron Samedi and Bridget, and who both have magic. He doesn't really have any magic. But I also want to say I love how they are taking care of him. Like
his son. Like their son.
He doesn't seem to be missing anything. They took him to the Caribbean over the summer. Like, he is literally living the life. And I
living the life.
Loved seeing Malik and Tay just be brothers. I told you, Tay feels like my baby brother. I have a baby brother. His name is Jawan. He watches my podcast. I love you, Jawan. Shout out to you. So when I think of Tay, that's what I think of is my baby brother. So that's why I'm like, oh, Like Malik and Tay are like back together. I love it. I love that part of the chapter.
But while this love between siblings is going on, somebody is just lurking around.
Lurking
Shadowy
around.
figures,
Yep.
big ass animals. And Malik is going through kind of like what's going on. He feels this conjured energy around him.
Yeah,
And
like
he's just like, yo, what's going on? And it's just like a figure just moving around. So Malik goes outside to check, trying to chase him down with his magic. As he's chasing him down, because dude is like moving real fast. So Malik has to turn on the jets and start really digging into his power. And I like how Malik is still in control and he can flip and turn it on as he wants because he's still like a protector, like he's protecting the land and he's no more struggling like he was in the last period. In the last book, it's kind of like, I got it now. I might not be the best, but I got the logistics of it down. So he's giving chase to the dude, right? Not even gonna say dude yet, but he's giving chase.
We don't know what it is.
He's giving chase to something like a big ass animal, right? So he's like, I don't know what's going on. Dude is fast. I'm conjuring my spells. I'm hitting him with whatever. And then all of a sudden, this big ass hammer gets thrown at Malik.
Like Thor's hammer.
That's what I thought. Thor's hammer. Because he said it could have split him in half.
Yes.
It could have split him in half. So I'm assuming it hit a tree and split a tree in half or something. Malik barely dodges it, right? Mm-hmm. So as Malik.
And what does he see?
Big ass.
A creature called a nundra. And describes it as just a very, very massive cat with human eyes. And like Jay said, I loved how in control of his magic Malik was.
Yeah.
It's about like hexing his ears so he can have supersonic hearing. I'm like, my boy know how to do that.
He conjuring spells under his tongue.
Teleporting. Teleporting. Sending fireballs, which the Nundra completely extinguishes easily.
Swipe that. Get out of here.
What the heck? So he's fighting with this thing. He doesn't know what it is. He's trying to protect Mama Aya's land. And then the thing takes off running back to the house.
Back into the house.
So Malik's like, I gotta go.
I gotta go get in the house. Why is he in the house? So just imagine Malik walking in there like spell ready to try to fight this dude off. And he said, yo, what the hell you doing in my house eating a big ass sandwich? I lost it because I'm listening to the audiobook. So when he says it, yo, what
he chases the little Nundra.
He said this because the shadowy figure is in the kitchen. He sees this big figure in the corner eating a sandwich, muscles that would make the Rock jealous. Malik is like, what are you doing in my house eating that big ass sandwich? He said, here, what? Your house? This here is my sissy house.
Yes.
And is there any way to talk to your great uncle John Henry? And I'm like, yo, what? What you mean? Now I didn't know that John Henry, that he was talking about John Henry. Because I've seen the movie John Henry with Terry Crews.
Oh, I've never even seen the movie.
Yeah, and then, you have John Henry, the African folklore. So it's like, what? Your uncle is John Henry. I didn't really know that he was going this route. But if you listen to it, I like the accent. The accent in the audiobook when he was like, this here is my sissy house. Is that any way to talk to your great uncle John Henry?
Yeah.
Right. But it was like, I replayed that part when I stopped at the light. I had to 30-second clip it back because I was like, wait, your great uncle? Who? My twin sister? What? So that was like the ending. So chapter 2 was like really good because now we introduced to this new family member who Malik is who is his great uncle, John Henry, who he's going to have to build another rapport with. But why is John Henry here? Why there was no mention of him in the first book? Why didn't Mama Aya mention him? Nobody's talked about this guy since in book 1. So we have a new character.
One thing I do want to say as we conclude chapter 2 was one question that I had was, what language was the ancestral magic from? In the past, we've seen some Yoruba, which I told you my husband is African. He speaks Yoruba. We've seen some Creole. And then in this book, we get some Swahili too. So I was just curious, like, is it one language that they're learning? Are they learning all 3 languages at once? I was really like, that's interesting. But
that's fire.
Love that. I talked about something on my TikTok channel, my bookish icks. I hate when people put another language in the book and they don't have a translation. We get it translated. Like,
very much so.
It says a spell in Swahili and the English translation is right beneath it. So, and that is something that I think Ladarrion Williams mentioned, that he was getting like an authentic person who spoke these languages to help
each language.
I can already see that improvement and I love it. And then the next thing was, what is a nunda? Nunda. which is the thing, because Malik says he's like we discussed, he's chasing the shadow in the forest, and when he gets there, he sees this big cat-like animal, and he just knows it's a Nunda. And I was like, I can't recall if that was mentioned in Blood at the Root, but I was like, what did we? And I literally put that. Did we see that in the last book? And I just forgot. But I was like, what's a Nunda? Malik just said it in this way, like he just knew what it was. He didn't question it. So I'm thinking maybe it's some kind of magical creature that he's heard about. You know what I mean? But yes, chapter 2 was definitely explosive. We get that new relative, Uncle John Henry, who Jay has just schooled me is actually a real like person. And I was like, word?
Yeah,
Really?
Terry Crews did a movie about him a minute ago. Yeah. He had this sledgehammer style hammer. And I'm like, it wasn't that great of a movie, but I guess that's where like they took the John Henry folklore from and made it into a movie. So as we enter chapter 3, the funniest thing Malik says from the beginning, Mr. Clean Head Ass, which made me mad because I got the bald head too. So I'm like, damn, like we just taking shots in books now too. Like I got the baldy too, bruh. So now I'm thinking like, all right, we know he got a bald head. We know he a big black, you know what I'm saying? What's the dude from the Green Mile? He one of those type of dudes.
Oh my gosh, yes. I forget his name.
So I'm looking at him like he's in that figure, big brolic dude, like he said to make the rock muscles, you know what I'm saying? He said, what he said in that head, that magic veins that flowing in you is flowing in me
because it
200 for 200 over 209 years from my meme. But in the audio book, this is him talking. So I'm listening to him like John Henry is an African folklore, and he's like, we find out that he's Mama Aya's twin brother.
Not even just her brother, her twin brother.
Right? I should have said that with more. Mama Aya has a twin brother. She has a twin brother. Like, where was this at? I need to put more energy into that because we just acting like we just gonna skip over that. Like, I already knew. Like, I can't be pompous. Mama Aya has a twin brother. His name is John Henry, and the motherfucker's magical.
And he's very, very powerful. In this
Very
chapter,
powerful.
he says he can sense John Henry's power. Mm-hmm. Like he can sense that, yeah, he'll lay some shit down. Cause and like he said, when Malik's power starts to flare up because he gets on the defensive, like who the hell is this man? Can I trust him? Mm-hmm. Henry is just like, I'm not worried about you, young blood.
I ain't worried about you. You know what I came here for.
Your blood came from my mother.
My mother.
I had it in blood for 200 years. You can't touch this. And I thought that was really funny, because Malik do be getting ahead of himself. He be just thinking, I'm going to fire up my Kwasi. That's what Quave. I'm going to fire up my Quave and I'm going to just handle shit. And John Henry is like, no, you're not. I'm like,
you ain't built like that, little boy. And boy, get that little magic out of here. You ain't learned nothing yet.
And so Malik, of course, like I said, he still doesn't trust him. Mm-hmm. So Uncle Henry gives Malik his hands, and Malik gets to go back in time, and he sees through John Henry's memories Mama Aya, and he sees Mama Aya's parents, Ephraim and Miriam. They're running, and they actually have 2 babies, not just Mama Aya, which is something that Malik didn't notice in the last book. He didn't notice maybe probably because
he wasn't checking for it.
He wasn't checking, and he was worried about Mama Aya. It was her memory that he. And something that I thought was not odd, but I wonder, is this something that all the people can do? They have like access to people's memories through their hands, or is this Malik's unique ability? Because he did it a lot in the past book. Like he would be able to touch someone or see someone and look back into history. So now
I think it's a Malik, or he got it from his grandmother, because not everybody can do that. Not everybody can do that. We're going to find out other people. We're going to find out a certain person powers that I want to talk about later, which I feel like that person is going to be a bad guy, but we'll get into that later. So then after Malik gets into John Henry's memory, we find out that, the magical hammer was conjured by Mama Aya. We get to see John Henry, go against some white folks when it's like they say the machine, they think the machine could get the work done faster than the humans. And I like how Ladarrion has it like they're laughing at me, not with me. Like I'm I'm better than the machine. No, they're laughing like, oh, this Negro can't think he can outsmart the machine. We've built this machine from the ground up. And he's like, yo, we've been doing this work before machines, and we're better than machines. Machines can't work as hard as we can. Machines can't move like we can move. But they don't also know that he's magical, or that his sister's getting into that magic. Because she wasn't full yet, because he said they still had to get something.
Yeah,
but that she was getting.
Mission.
They was on a mission, yeah.
Yeah, when he went back in history,
and she slapped him. And he went back home. She slapped him.
Because she's like, don't be scaring me like that. But they
because
see
you don't know if you're gonna go. You don't know if you're gonna come home. You could end up lynched back in them days.
you could exactly. And something that railroad scene reminded me of was that a scene in Life where with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, where you see the men like working on the, like, in my head when I was when I was reading it, that was the picture that was in my head. And that's something that I do. I always connect my books to movies and stuff that went on in my real life. But yeah, so after he gets out of John Henry's mind, he's like, okay, I trust that this is Mama Aya's sister. He's still a little skeptical. And John Henry mentions, he's like, Malik is like, what the hell are you doing here, man? Like, what are you doing? You didn't even go to her funeral. And John Henry's like, I came for what's rightfully mine. And immediately I thought, is he here for the scroll? Here for the scroll. But John Henry can read minds. And he actually hears Malik ask that in his head. Here for the scroll. And John Henry basically implies, no, I'm not here for that.
It's something much more than that.
Much more. What I also found really odd about this is Malik's mother is John Henry's niece. And yet when he talks about her,
your mother.
Yes, he's like, I don't have nothing to do with what's going on between my sister and your mother. And I was just thinking, what do you mean your mother? It's your niece. So it
because he said it. We see how that turned out. I threw a shot right at Malik. Like nobody caught that one. Like I did for sure.
Yes, he was definitely throwing shots. I don't fuck with her, but I thought it was weird that he didn't even.
That's your mother's daughter.
That's my sister's daughter.
Yeah,
they don't got nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Right. He didn't say her name, but turns out also that John Henry is actually the Nunda that Malik was chasing.
Yeah.
So not only he reads minds, he's very, very powerful. He's his twin sister, and he transforms into a Nunda, and he carries around a sledgehammer. Very powerful.
Conjured by his sister.
So I just feel like he's probably very, very powerful. I mean, he's got all this stuff going on, and I'm like, I can't wait to see what he does with whatever he's looking for. And I wonder if we'll ever find out what it is, because he's just like, it's something that was given to her that she was hiding, or it's very, very mysterious what he's looking for, but it's not the scroll of Vidon.
And that's good that we know that.
That's good. And that's good. Yeah.
And as we finish up this chapter, Malik he heads back to the school. And I'm like, yo, you just gonna leave him in the crib? But I feel like Malik ain't got no choice. You can't beat him. So as Malik gets back to school, Chancellor Taryn and Madame Bonclair kind of, what he said, Taryn looked uncomfortable, like he didn't want to have a conversation. But his mother is like, no, we need to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? They pull Malik inside, and they're telling Malik, like, yo, chill out, bro. Like, don't say nothing. You know what happened this summer? We know you lost your grandmother, and condolences. He even said it, like, when she said condolences, or when she said we're sorry for your loss, she actually really looked like she empathized with him, and like she looked sad. Like maybe they might have had a connect, and we'll hopefully find out some things. But I just thought that was a good key that he put in the book. Like, this lady is not, because in the book they just made her seem like royalty, and like, you know what I'm saying, like she was above everything.
Yes.
So for her to have this empathy towards Malik, and he kind of notices her face when she says it, he knows that she's not jiving, she's not BSing, like she really do feel for Malik. But I still got to keep, because I'm in charge of all this. So while I feel for you and I empathize with you, I still got to make sure this boat runs, right? And
where she's coming from.
Of course.
Because if the whole campus gets to talking about what happened and they cause a panic, right, people are going to start leaving. Enrollment is going to get down. Like, this stuff at the campus does cost money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they have to have people there to keep the campus going. And if they're talking about it, then no one's going to like if they're talking about it, people are going to start panicking. At the same time, I can understand Malik being like, and he says he kind of agrees with Malexis on this. Keeping quiet only gets more people hurt, because they don't even know that there is a threat on campus. They don't even know that they need to protect themselves. So, and Madame Bonclair makes another good point. Malik knows that he has nothing to do with the Bonquiers. I feel like
Boncours.
He knows that he's not in cahoots with his mother, but if that gets out that his mother was those deaths, that she's working with the Boncours, that she's responsible for all this calamity going on campus, they will start not to trust him, because
that's true.
He is her son. So, and I think that's natural, like, your mom is doing this and you're not involved. We've all been hearing about how much you love your mom, you've been looking for, and you expect us to believe you wasn't involved.
You wasn't part of that.
Exactly.
And now where's everybody at? Where's Danye? Then you start to get blamed, so you don't want to cause an uproar, and then you don't want people. I get what Madame Bonclair is saying. You don't really want people to start asking questions about the Boncourt, because you don't want people choosing sides.
Yeah.
which can start like an all-out war because some people, like Alexis said, might like what the Bunkers is doing. You know what I'm saying? Like
And why
coming out.
want more people to side with the Boncours? You know what I mean?
So let's just keep this a college and let's keep it moving, keep it solid. And Malik honestly agrees. He doesn't really fight them on this. He kind of tries to. The old Malik would have went crazy. I think this Malik is like, he even said like, I don't really want to.
He did kind of get some shit. He cussed at her a little bit.
Yeah, but he kind of caught himself and he let it go. The old Malik would have really pushed the envelope, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like he kind of leaned into it and he even said it like he addresses her as like madam.
Yeah.
Like he even talks about calling her madam as a sign of respect and showing her that respect. So he's learning something. And I think that that's a dope scene. And that was kind of the ending of chapter 3 as we move into chapter 4.
Oh, I want to add one thing. Something that I learned is I love the library. It's my favorite thing. You know, the library is organized by the Dewey Decimal System. We learn in this, at the end of this chapter, Malik actually goes to the library to research John Henry. And that's where he dives into his book and sees him working on the railroad. And he discovers that the library uses the system that Miss Fay devised because Melvin Dewey, who invented the Dewey Decimal System, was racist, he was sexist, and he was anti-Semitic. I looked it up, and that's a true thing. It's a true story. The way that he organized books was like racist. Like,
right.
I thought that was very, very interesting. And I just, again, I loved how personalized everything on this Kamen University campus is. If it's a system that's rooted in racism, even with something as small as the library Dewey Decimal System, you wouldn't even think of it that way. You know, it's just how you organize books. No. Ladarrion changes it. This book is about Black excellence. Anything that is that's stopping that, that's prohibiting that anything that's racist, any kind of system that was set up for us to get the short end of the stick, he changes it and he makes it anew. So I just absolutely love that about the story. I love that they use Mrs. Fay, who is a Black woman.
Right.
Use her ideas to organize a library. So
that was dope. I'm glad you brought that up because I knew about what he was talking about because he had to go in there because Savant was the one who told him like, yo, you don't know about your uncle. Like you really need to go and like look into some books, bruh, and really check in on him. So I'm glad that you summed that up. So as we move into chapter 4, Malik goes back to the house and he sees John Henry rebuilding the damaged outhouse or the damaged, I don't even know what people who have houses, the damaged out there or whatever. You know, he's boarding it up and he's just like, Malik is like, yo, what are you doing here? Like, why are you still here? And he's like, I'm gonna get what I came here for, son.
Yep,
you gotta listen to the audio book. You gotta listen to the audio because I'm doing the accent no justice right now. None whatsoever. They don't see eye to eye. Him and Malik, and as soon as he get back to the house, it's like just like when you got a room, you got like a family member, like
he's the kid of the house.
Here. Right.
The house. Mama Aya left him the house. It's his house. He don't really know this man. He doesn't really trust this man. What are you doing here? And finally, I spoke about this in the last chapter, maybe the chapter before, about we get to see Tay. We didn't actually get to see Tay in that chapter. We just got to hear about him. How he was doing. He went to the Caribbean. Malik knew of the problems that he was having. But even that made me happy because we got to see how Tay is. In this chapter, we actually get to see them actually interact as brothers. And Tay is getting bullied a little bit because
before that though, what he said to Malik though, when he came, he's like, you in here beating your
he breaks into Malik's room.
That's something like a little brother would really say, like, yo, you in here beating he like, yo, shut up, man.
Tay has a mouth on him for sure. He's talking
preteen.
12, 13. I'm like,
no. I want to say, remember, no. Tay is 14 because Malik said he's only 4 years older than 4 or 5 years older than him. I think Malik is almost 18 now. If he's not
in the last book,
so he probably 18 now. Yeah.
Celebrate his birthday.
I think he did have a birthday because then they make a cake for Malik in the last one, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't they celebrate his birthday? I want to say they did, but even if they didn't, he's like 13, 14. He's around that age because Malik is only 4 years older than him.
So he's teenager, 13, 14.
Preteen right now, going through it.
He
you in here being yo, stop playing with me, yo.
He has a mouth on him for sure. But again, I love seeing them interact. Tay is getting bullied a little bit, and Malik comes and just hugs him. Like, it's okay.
Oh, before that, yo, what you want me to, like, he was like on it though. Malik was like, yo, I'll go in there and zap it.
It's his brother. That's literally.
Of course, that's how you're supposed to be.
Said that was their relationship was my favorite part of the last book. It's still the same here. Like, Ladarrion just wrote these perfect characters, like Black men who can have a role model to look up to, a big brother that look out for them. Like we don't see that positive image all the time. So that's why I just really, really love that part of the book. As Tay and Malik interact, Tay can also tell that Malik is getting stronger because he gets angry at John Henry and he caused a bolt of lightning to come down.
Right.
He didn't mean to do that. He even said, like, I was trying to do something else. So we see that Malik has regained control of his powers, but he doesn't completely have control. And he's extremely powerful.
That might be that Scroll of Edon movie.
I mean, it could be. I wonder where he's.
Where is it? Where is the scroll? Does he have it like, he could conjure it up?
Yeah.
Can he conjure it up when he,
Is it on his person the entire time?
Right.
What's feeding his power, but he is extremely powerful. And John Henry says something that reminds me of a book I read where he was just like, you got all that power, it's going to have to go somewhere. And it's like, these people are magical beings in this book, but the magic has to have an outlet. If it just builds up and builds up, that's probably what's going to happen. It's just going to jump out when you don't even mean it to. But I love that, we can see how powerful Malik is. He's truly, truly powerful.
And even when, after he have a conversation with Tay, he talks about Tay a little bit more before we get back into John Henry and Malik's conversation about the grass. We get to find out that Tay is like this excellent cook now. He's making everything from scratch. He's learning all of these things. He got some of this stuff from Mama Aya. He got cookbooks now. So Malik is like, yo, my little brother could throw down. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The whole summer he was in the kitchen with Bridget and Mama Aya.
Mm-hmm.
Got him cooking. He loves to cook. So I'm thinking maybe that'll be something that he's
all the healthy stuff he was cooking. Then he said that's the gush. Then when Malik was like, yo, but the gush. Tay know how to do all that. He know how to make the healthy stuff for the diabetics and all of the people.
Unhealthy stuff.
But he know how to make the unhealthy stuff too.
Love that. And again, this I love, like I said, I don't know if Ladarrion does this stuff intentionally, but you know how when you think about cooking, so many people put that gender, like the gender role of women are supposed to be in the kitchen. And how now we have Tay, a young man who loves to cook, enjoys cooking, and is extremely good at it. So that's
scratch.
Another thing that's always been so important to me, and I loved about Blood at the Root, is that he is just like breaking these like gender
barriers. Yeah.
These barriers. Like there's a non-binary character, there's bisexual characters, there are little boys who are cooking in the kitchen, and nobody sees a problem with that because you know how it is in the Black community. The women go in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But he loves it, and people are celebrating the fact that you're a good cook as a young boy. Loved it.
One thing we're not going to overlook as well is how Malik, which I feel like Ladarrion did an amazing job. Mm-hmm. Malik doesn't disrespect Savant. He says they.
Yeah, he says they.
Constantly uses proper pronouns when describing Savant in his LBGT community. Exactly. He really uses they, and he knows when to say. He knows when he uses his name. He never says he or she. He uses either Savant's name or he uses they. And I like what he do. I like how it's a point that you if you listening or if you reading, you might not grasp, but I grasped because that's our job. No. We have to review these type of things, and I like what he did there. That was a key. Respect.
He didn't have any kind of reaction to seeing D-Lo and Savant kiss. There was even this one part of the book where he said something like, "Yeah, I had to get out of there because the way they were doing
that, been a threesome."
Yeah, he was like, either join them or leave. I was like, okay. I was like,
that's how crazy they was getting.
You trying to tell me something?
Magical love.
He just takes it. It's not a thing. It's just like, yeah, his best friend.
Yeah, like we not discussing that. And let's be clear though. Savant is the star of the book right now. Like they are the star of the book right now. Like his character is much needed. When everybody is like down, he's vibes. Like Savant, they are vibes. Like literally they are vibes. Because as John Henry and Malik are talking about, he's like, well, my sister kept her grass clean. This is how I picture. Nigga, you cut it then. Like I ain't about to be out here cutting no grass.
He was so disrespectful in the show.
For real.
He really was. That was a note that I made. I was like, I can understand Malik being skeptical of John Henry, but he's also flat out rude and disrespectful. Like, this is your ancestor. You never talked to Mama Aya like that. And I understand.
He did. in
A
the
little bit
beginning.
in the beginning, you know, but I was just like, just the way I was just like, even me, I have so much respect for the older people in my family, the older generation. I would never talk to them, but he was really talking reckless at the mouth.
Violate.
Like,
He was violating.
you go do it. You go do it. Like,
You
Malik,
go do it. Yeah, Malik, what are you doing?
especially because Tay is like cool
Give
with
him a chance, Malik. Give him a chance. And he like, you don't even know him. He like, I know, but give him a chance. He seemed like a cool dude. Excuse me. He seemed like a cool dude.
but yeah, he was really bugging in this chapter. He was really, really disrespectful. But yeah, I also love that when Savan and D'Lo come over, they actually think that John.
So before you say that, before you say that, because we're gonna get into that, because that's gonna lead into chapter 5.
Yep.
We find out also that Tay has a pendant that is magical as well. I didn't want to skip over that. He has a pendant that's magical that Sam made him. It's almost like an energy conjurer. So, like, if I guess Tay is in trouble or if he need him, Sam would know and he would be able to instantly show up at the drop of a dime if something happened. We don't know what's going to happen with the necklace, but we do know that that necklace is covered in spirit, and Malik senses it as well. That Tay is protected some way, somehow through Sam, even though Sam might be in the dark world, doing what he do. He knows that in an instant that, so I like the fact that Tay has a covering and Ladarrion wrote that in the book. Like Malik doesn't really have to worry because he has the probably top 5, top 10 magical people guarding him, and he has this pendant now to protect him. And then I know you said that John Henry, Savannah, and D'Lo showed up.
Yeah, okay. I want to comment on what you said too, because I forgot to mention that. Yes, he has this magical pendant. I know for sure. I feel like there's no way that this is not important, that this is not going to come into play somehow in the book, whether someone snatches it off or someone uses it to summon Baron Samedi and, because they're trying to attack him or, we don't know. Baron don't really got no smoke with nobody. He's like the king of the underworld. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want no smoke with a man whose job it is to guide spirits on. I'm like, you know what? It ain't my time yet. I don't want no smoke.
Right.
I did notice that, and I thought that was really beautiful. Like, Tay is going to be okay. Even though I also felt like, where is Bridget? Like, I know Baron got his own duties that he be doing, but I'm thinking that day, Malik leaves because he goes to a party because it's actually a Savan's birthday. Savan and Elijah, they're twins. It's their birthday.
19 years old.
He leaves Tay at home by himself. And of course, Savan, diva that they are, goes and puts a protection spell on Tay's door. So he's
more protection.
He's okay. But I was just like, I could never leave my brother, knowing all this stuff that's happening, knowing that this is Mama Aya's house, knowing that she defeated the Boncours.
It's a stranger in the house just lurking around.
I was like, why would you leave him? In my head, I surely thought he was going to be like, just bring him. You know what I mean?
I thought Tay was coming too. And that might have been Tay's introduction. He might have got the magic, That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that too.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Something was his magic was going to be activated because he's around all these people. So I was like, why you leave him at home? But I get it. He's protected. But what I was saying about John Henry, I thought it was so cute that D'Lo and Savard both think that Henry is fine.
They was on him.
Comment on it together. Like that's such a beautiful relationship. They're like,
that's why I feel like something is gonna happen. It's too early. It's beautiful too early. We just in the first. That's chapter. What is that? Chapter 4. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like this is chapter 4. We going into chapter 5 in a second, and it's like it's too perfect. Like something is gonna happen. Like that Ron Hermione when they was beefing. It's gonna have that split, and then obviously they're gonna get back. They're gonna get back together, but it's just
so cute.
It's too much right now.
And as we end this chapter, I also want to say we talked about this. This is the second chapter where I've seen Malik's magic spoke about as Kave. Mm-hmm. And the way it's spelled is Kaave, and it reminds me of Aave, which is African American vernacular. And I was just curious, which I want to ask Ladarrion this, if he got Kave from Aave. Like, is that, it's black magic, Aave is African American vernacular, you know what I mean? Like, so I've seen the similarities in the way those things were spelled, and I'm bookmarking that as a question to ask him, because if he did that intentionally, I thought that was so witty. Like, that was, just the way that he connects things, I love it. So I was like, what if that is the connection between the magic, and that's the reason why he named it?
It's something that we're going to do. We're going to come back with the names of everybody. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's going to be important, and we can't overlook that. We can't overshadow that. So I don't want y'all to think that, it's just a lot of names right now. And, the book just came out yesterday, and we got through we got through the 5 authors note in the chapter. So During the next book, we're going to come back with everybody you need to know. But let's get into chapter 5 because chapter 5 is starting to set it off. Set it off. After they get to the birthday party, right? Which is
at the House of Transcendence.
Yo,
that was cool.
That whole savant, we're magical, but we still got to play it safe. We're not immune to STDs. I thought that was dope.
That was for real. Like, and again, like you have to give your kudos to Ladarrion. Like, he's like, yeah, they wild out, they may smoke a little bit, they may do crazy stuff, but I practice safe sex, and I'm
right.
Safe sex. Like, we wrap it up, and the fact that who was it? I think it was Niles Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was the one. He's a shapeshifter, and he runs the health clinic where they do free STI testing and they have counseling. And he was kind of advertising it, like, come if you need somebody to talk to.
You need some.
And I love that it's the students. It's not teachers who are pushing it. It's the students who are so heavily involved on this campus. Like I said, I did a TikTok video about top 5 literary schools I want to go to. This is my number 1.
Of course. I would love it. I went to
Cayman University.
I'd be a Boncour though if I was to go. I'd be a Boncour. Yeah, I'm riding with the Boncours on this one. I would be a Boncour. I'm sorry.
I can't. Would you be a Death Eater if you was in Harry Potter?
Yeah, they were mad cool. You see when they drop down and they actually go into their form and then they go back out. It was dope. But the bad guys always got the best interests too. So
Jay, aren't you with the wrong team?
I think it's Boncours right now on the and even though they can't, we'll find out later. I still feel like it's some in there.
You think that's who these people are? Is that what you're about to say? You think they're Boncours?
Nah. When we get deeper, I'll definitely explain that. I just feel like that's one. So they're chilling. You know, Savannah and Elijah, they come in with their good old dancing. You know what I'm saying, they got to move where they cutting up on the floor. Malika's like, yo, the twins ate that up. You know what I'm saying? Giving them their props. I just picture them coming down like on like some type of magical joint. And they hitting these moves and they doing their little twin dance or whatever. Like, we here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? This Savannah and Elijah twins, the twins beat it. And they come in there and they do their introduction dance. And everybody's like, go Elijah, go Savannah. You know what I'm saying? So Eli, he specializing in dance. So, you know, he locking in.
You're right.
Doing all of these dance moves and everything like that. So they drop down. Everybody's having a good time, right? We see Savant and the girlies, you know, they come over there, introduce my son Malik to Dominique. Dominique.
My baby sister's name is Dominique. And I was reading it and I was picturing my baby sister like, oh, look at my. Yes, Malik finally gets to talk to Dominique, and we learn some very interesting things about her.
Yo, this is the part where, so just picture them. They get introduced. It's Savant. It's the girls with Savant. And Malik is over there with D-Lo, and then Elijah comes. He's asking me, yo, you good? He like, of course I'm good. I got this bad joint with me. I'm dancing. It's my 19th birthday. Yep. So, you know, they introduce Malik. They kind of, the girls in Savannah kind of he-he-he-ing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and then they kind of move off. Malik and them kind of, Savannah's like, all right, we're going to leave y'all alone. And they everybody go about their business, and it's just Dominique and it's just Malik. And they kind of take a nice little walk away from the party, go to the stroll by the pool. And that's when we realize that Dominique's power is transference. They kind of have a little talk, and then, you know, Malik is the Malik that can't swim, right? And
he said, "No, it's not that I can't swim. I think that he really can't swim. He was just making it.
He was just, you know how you gotta be cool. You know what I mean? You gotta be cool in front of ladies. You can't tell her you can't swim.
Big power, like
so. This is where I feel like Dominique is the bad guy. This is my second spoiler that I feel like I got to tell everybody. Dominique has the power of transference, meaning she can make people do whatever she want them to do. So if I got your power and I say, hey, raise your right hand, and you raise your right hand, that shows me something that she's evil. She's evil. And if we learned anything from the last book, we had 2 evil characters in the book. She's just like medieval. She's like good evil, and she wants to do good, but bad evil that she still makes bad guys pay by not doing good.
Yeah.
So if we learn anything, we learn that students is involved in some, and her power is literally a power that I don't see nobody doing good with. What would you want to make people, if I told you if I could make people do what I want them to do, how is that good?
Well, you have to think of, it kind of can be used like telepathy, being able to move stuff. Like, say they're in a situation where if they don't move their arm immediately, they're gonna die. She can move it for them to protect them. So I don't think I get what you're saying though. I mean, because a power that your power is literally taking away someone else's willpower and making them do what you want them to do.
Come on now.
But I mean, that's like who is it? The girl from X-Men. Remember her power was
Jean Grey.
No, not even Jean Grey. Oh my gosh. She was the one, she had the gray stripe.
Rogue.
Rogue.
She could touch your power. She could absorb you and then knock you out.
But remember, she wasn't a bad person. And that power actually saved her when Wolverine woke up in the middle of the night and stabbed himself through her stomach. It would have killed her if she didn't touch him and get his healing power. So that's why I said it can be used for bad, but it depends on who the person is. And I don't know about Dominique.
Hold on. First of all, you team Alexis. Are you going team Dominique on me right now on the podcast?
I was just about to say that. I was about to say,
okay.
I was just like,
okay.
I want Alexis to come back. Like, she is my girl. And I don't know enough yet about Dominique to make a decision on whether I like her or dislike her. She seems like a sweet girl. I do want
Malik I don't trust her.
To be a kid, like Baron Samedi said.
Be a kid. Enjoy college. Yeah. Enjoy college.
She's still not 100% out of the picture. And Malik did admit that he still loves her. I feel like if Alexis comes back, it's just like, I'm so sorry. Like, he would go with Alexis. I don't feel like he would stay with Dominique.
No.
It just
can't even be team Dominique because her power is a red flag to me.
I get
her
that.
power is a red flag, and I just can't do it.
I don't like her. I don't want to say I dislike her. I just want Alexis back, and I know that if Dominique is Malik's love interest, then that's not good for Alexis. But continuing, there's and again, remember I said this about another chapter. When Malik touches people, he gets these visions. So I think that that's just his unique power. They haven't put a name to it yet. Him and Dominique are swimming. She's teaching him how to float. And as her hands touch him, he gets a vision of her as a little girl, like swinging, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's swinging.
And a man is watching her. And Malik hears somebody whisper, tell her I miss her. And
that was dude. I think that was dude. Yep. Tell her I miss her.
Tell her I miss her. I mean, maybe it was her dad. We don't know nothing about Dominique yet. We don't know.
This book is going to be, it's going to be tough keeping you from going to chapter. Yeah, it's going to be, it ain't me because I'm reading.
Call me out.
Because I love you. So I gotta say that, like, you're going to have to go back and read because I know you're going to have to keep it from, you're going to have to stop yourself from reading the book because right now how I'm doing it is I'm only doing it in chapters. I know you want to keep going. I want to keep going, but you got to stay within the parameter. I know you want to finish the book, but this gives you opportunity to just read, really, really lock in on reading. But something happens. They're having a great day, but then something happens.
They find out that another student has been killed.
They get that app on that phone. They get that alert on the phone. Everybody's looking into their app. Just think about the whole party. Like, yo, like how they do it in the movies. Oh, all this stuff is going on.
And then they all get a joint text message.
Yep. What's his name? Toussaint.
Yep.
Toussaint Deval, a recent grad of Cayman University, is found dead. We obviously know he's found dead. His powers is drained. And if he was a recent grad of Cayman University, he had somewhat of a great ability. You know what I'm saying? So Toussaint Deval, a recent grad of Cayman University, rest in peace to him. He's another body, I say, by the bon cause, a.k.a. or Malik's mother. Mm-hmm. We don't know what happened. We just know that it was just another death. And that starts to create murmurs around the crowd.
Because they're like, what's going on? And it's at this point that I honestly understood Malik's point of view in saying we need to warn people. We don't have to tell them the full extent, but just tell them, protect yourself. There is a curfew. Always have a buddy. And then warn the people who graduated from Cayman. I don't know if they're still on the Cayman T app, if they're aware of the stuff that's going on, but I feel like more people are going to die the more they try to keep it under wraps. Like, imagine if he was warned that people was going to come after him or like, hey, watch yourself. Because, I bet he would have been able to protect himself or at least be more diligent. But now he's dead. And yep, another student dead. I mean, I feel like it's starting all the way back over from the last book. It's just Alexis is not there to stand in the middle of campus and beg people to care because they kicked her ass out, But I'm like, somebody has to speak up for these dead students. I felt that was really, really sad. Anyway, Malik goes home. He's sad.
He's sad.
Really, really crazy happens. Really crazy. He's going to the bathroom. And he's about to leave and he notices something weird. The mirror is rippling. And he's just like, what the heck? Which I'm going to be honest, a mirror is rippling. I'm not going to be the one to stick my hand in it. I'm out of there. Like literally, I'm like the person in the scary movie who would survive. I see any weird shit, I'm exiting immediately. But he sees the mirror rippling, and this is a book. He's young, so he reaches for it, reaches for it, and he gets transported to a whole nother place. Okay, and we don't know at first whether it's the past, the present, what's going on. But I'm gonna let my co-host Jay tell us what happens next.
So we get to see a vision of two gentlemen, right? Two gentlemen. One is deceased already in the car.
Yep.
And we get to see another one getting flung around left and right. And we by a mysterious shadowy figure. This is why I said they're cool. See the interest they get? You know, just a normal person is just where like Ron parents
they're
terrible
people, Jay.
Yeah. So we just see this dude in the car. He's done. We know what happened with him. Powers drained. We see this other guy gets thrown around by a shadowy figure. And then when the shadowy figure comes into light, we find out that that's Malik's mother, who is talking to this guy as she's killing him, saying, "You had one job. Your one job was to get in that school, figure out a way to beat Chancellor Terran's protection boundary spell. And you had that one job. You cannot do that job. You failed at that job. It was Terran. The protection spell was too strong." Neck snap, dropped on the floor. Get him going. As my man Roy would say, get him going, babe. Dropped him to the floor. But then, yo peoples, the good guys, had to come out of nowhere, like the Ministry of Magic, the Ministry of Defense, whatever, and start throwing stuff at her. Fireball, flames, lightning, all this extra stuff. They lighten her up, trying to hit her with spells and everything like that. I thought they had her. I was like, yo, they got her.
She fell down, remember?
She fell, and I thought they was going to capture her. I was like, oh, so Ladarrion capturing her early.
It's a bunch of them. It's a
bunch of them, like the Ministry of Magic just coming in. Actually, it was the Ministry, like almost like the Ministry of Magic coming in.
But they said call the Quasi. So
all the Quasi, they part of the tribe.
I don't know. They were just like
freelancers.
Something else I wanted to say. Remember, let me scroll back up. It was the Divine Elam. You remember them? I thought
the Divine Elam.
Yeah, the Divine Elam. I thought maybe that's who it is, which they're different from the Quasi. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? But they didn't say who these people are. We just know the mom snaps the first guy's neck. They're fighting her. They seem to be winning because she falls.
It was winning. I was like, yeah, they winning.
Yes. But then the girl gets up.
Y'all want to play?
Y'all want to play?
Conjured up that evil spirit.
They all lifted up into the air. And in one move, she snapped all of their necks and they came plunging down to the ground. And
everybody snatched the ground. And then she went into her seance and stole all of their magic. And meanwhile, Malik was under the car when all of this stuff happened because he was like, I don't know.
And that's the thing. And Malik now realizes that this is not a vision. This is actually happening somewhere.
In real time.
In real time, right now, somewhere else. And his mother's mission has been made clear. I want to get onto that Cayman University campus. That is my goal. Yeah, I need to work on this. And I'm curious if she wants to get on the campus to look for the scroll. If she want to get on the campus to get her son back? Because in my head, I was thinking, if she really wants the scroll, where would she think it would be? It would be in Mama Aya's house.
Mm-hmm.
That Malik said in the first or second chapter was his mom couldn't set foot on that house. Yeah. Yeah, and he was like, even if she did, his magic would sense it. So that's what I'm thinking. That's why the mom...
He would have to fight her to the death.
Have to fight her to the death because we really get to see she is pure evil. Something that Malik noticed in the prologue was he had another nightmare that he woke up from.
That was the first one.
His mother's eyes were blood red. I keep thinking
all the way gone.
Have some kind of redemption. No, she's gone.
Hell no.
Snapped all of them people's necks, like the grandmothers that be wringing the chickens' necks. She just snapped it. They're all dead. You see her siphoning their power, which probably explains why she is so powerful, because each person that she kills, she's draining their power and taking it for herself.
And that's what Malik's.
How much power does she need? And obviously, it's not that useful if you got all this power and yet and still you cannot use it to break onto Cayman University. So either Terran is a bad mamma jamma, or this power is just useless against the boundary spell that he cast. You know.
Well, remember they were the Divine Elam together before this new one. Remember they were. They were the original ones. Danye parents, Terran, and her. They was the one. They was like the original four core from the Divine Elam. So then we get the other Boncores. It looked like the leader came, and he I thought she was the leader, but it looked like they're working together. Whoever this mysterious guy is, he's telling her she needs to hurry up because we running out of time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's like, I'm gonna get there. Just give me some time. So I figure like whoever this mysterious dude is, obviously he's in some form of leadership, but he does respect her. I think they're on the same level, but they need each other to kind of get whatever they need to get off this campus. And I don't think it's the scroll of Idan either. I think that's a surplus, but I think it's something on campus that they're hiding. It's just my thoughts. That's it. Just my thoughts.
And I'm sure Chancellor Taryn, he knows what it is. I mean, he went to school on that campus. He lives there, like he controls it. I'm sure he knows what it is. It makes me think, is it the same thing that possibly the granddad is looking for? I know he thinks it's at the house, but I mean, all of these people's stories are intertwined. Mama Yaya with the Professor Tatube, Chancellor Taryn, like all of these people worked in these very, very close circles for a really long time. Whatever the mom is looking for, whatever the John Henry, not the grandpa, John Henry is looking for, like, I feel like all of it's connected. And what I found interesting was the fact that I know you said you felt like the mom and him were working together. I feel like the mom was in charge. She was very clearly like, get the rest of this. It's like, and she handled it. She didn't even need their help to come and help her. She is extremely powerful. She is extremely evil. And now Malik knows. And I wonder though, since he has this new connection of connecting with the dead and having visions, do you think that he'll ask Baron Samedi about it? Isn't he like the guy who helps the underworld?
But remember when he spoke to Baron and he was like, could you bring Mama Aya back? Because he was like, some people are like, they prefer to be dead because they've seen enough of this world that they prefer to be dead. So maybe he tried to
understand this gift that he has to connect to the past and just being able to, because that guy
talk to her in the past.
Yeah, that guy when he touched down,
I feel like he will.
Man, he was like, tell her I miss her. How did he have that connection? And I
with
really
that guy
to see more of Baron. He's a very interesting character, like king of the underworld.
That's how I know you're gonna run through this book and not tell me, and then have to read it again and then come back and then when we finish.
I'm gonna stop. Literally, it took everything I had to stop. I'm not even lying. I was like making all these notes, and I was like, let me just a couple more. I was like, no, because I don't want it to be like The Resort. I love rereading The Resort with you, but I had already read it. I want my thoughts when we discuss this to be fresh. I don't want it to be, I already know. And that's why I said, I promise I'm gonna be good. I cross my fingers. I mean, fingers uncrossed.
There you go. There you go. You already got it. We seen it on the podcast. 109:41. You crossed your fingers. You said you wasn't gonna read no more.
I was just kidding. Fingers
can't do it no more.
Chapter 6 to 10. And
that's it. 6 to 10, and then we're done. And that's how that chapter ended, man. Malika, he realizes that his mother is too far gone, after the death of those and not innocent people, but those freedom fighters.
Yes.
Because obviously we don't know if that was the Kushwan. We don't know who it was. So that ended off the first 5 chapters of Bones at the Crossroads. Listen, man, get the book. Get the book and read it. Keep up with us. We're going to be coming back next week with another episode where we be covering chapters 6 through 10. And hopefully Key keeps her promise that she made at 109:41 of not going through the next book. But if y'all love it, if you comment down below, what did we miss? What are the names we missed? I know we missed some names, but again, we're going to come back with those names again, and we'll keep everybody as to who's who and what's what. And I'm pretty sure we haven't seen the last of the characters. Anything you want to say to the people before we depart?
Then please watch us, support us. We'll be putting clips on TikTok. We would love to hear what you think. This book is already starting off so amazingly. And y'all going to have FOMO. You're going to have the fear of missing out. If you don't go to your nearest Barnes & Noble, get on Amazon and get the book. Okay?
That's right.
It's amazing. It's written by a Black author. It's about a Black teenage kid who has magic. If you like that kind of vibe, I'm not even going to compare it to any other book, because to me, this is a book in its own genre. Like, I absolutely love it. It's like Black boy magic. Like, get it, read it. I beg of you. Let's go. It's an order. Go get it. And then read the first 5 chapters and then come back and comment what you think, because I want to hear what you think about it.
That's right. That's right. This has been the Key and Jake Book Podcast. She's that reader. I'm just a speaker. Peace.